What's up guys, I'm Time Itself, and I thought this old Black Ops CTF gameplay would be fitting to talk about unlocks in video games. That's because David Vonderhaar, one of the big names over at Treyarch who developed Black Ops, has gone on record as saying he thought that the flag capture requirement for Marathon Pro was a mistake in Black Ops 1, and they've gone so far as to remove Pro perks from Black Ops 2. And I think this is kind of pointing an interesting kind of discussion that the developer is having, and what the feedback they're getting from players. Because players tell them, hey, we love unlocks, we love getting new guns, new attachments, new camos, new emblems, new everything. We like having more stuff to play with. And the more you put in your game and the more we have to work for it to get it in-game, the more we like it. When in reality, people really don't want to have to, well, they don't want the unlocks to make a big difference. They don't want to be at a disadvantage. They want the game to be fair. And so they want all these unlocks that can be fairly easy to get that really don't matter. And so, yeah, it seems like an odd thing, doesn't it? Basically, they just want to be rewarded for playing the game, and they don't want to be penalized if they haven't done all that stuff. And in the case of Marathon Pro, yeah, it makes a difference if you have Pro, and yeah, it's a little bit of a pain to go out and get it, especially if you're not running with a team. As you see here, we basically tear everybody who happens to join the game, and because they're not on a team themselves, we're communicating, we know what we're doing, and you know, we just basically tear through them while I manage to work on getting Marathon Pro. Now, I talked about it being a pain to get the unlocks, and yeah, you would be more effective. For example, I would be a much better flag capper if I didn't have to stop every couple feet to catch my breath. Come on, you're a trained soldier here. But I think the real issue that it gets to was especially with things like lightweight, where it compelled you to do some things that maybe you otherwise wouldn't normally do and weren't really good in the context of the game. Because I remember I think the very first Terms of Enragement video I did, we had someone who needed to get lightweight pro, and so we had them grab the flag and then just run around the map to get offense kills without actually worrying about capping the flag. Yeah, that's not the best sportsmanship, but that's what the challenge system in the game compelled you to do. I mean, that was a fairly minor example. You get 1 or 2 games like that, and you've unlocked Lightweight Pro, and you can go back to playing whatever you want to. Take the Nuke title and emblem in Modern Warfare 2, for example. Purely aesthetic, and yet because it implied some kind of you're good at the game, people boosted for it to the point that everybody assumed that if you were wearing it, you hadn't earned it. I honestly never earned it. I didn't go for nukes in Modern Warfare 2 almost ever, and I never earned that stuff. And yet, every time I see someone with it, I don't think, ooh, that person must be really good. No, it's the, hey, they probably boosted for it. And so, you have stuff that people went out of their way to get that everyone's just like, yeah, they didn't earn it. So, players want stuff that they can unlock, but they don't want it to indicate any level of skill, otherwise they'll just have people boost for it, and they don't want it to affect gameplay balance, otherwise they'll just complain that they have to do stuff in order to be on equal footing with the other players. I don't know, maybe that speaks to something about unlocks not being a zero-sum game. When you get your unlock, you don't take someone else's away, that wouldn't make sense. Unlocks are a way that everybody can win. I mean, your rank, your XP rank, goes up, even if you lose. It just doesn't go up quite as much as if you'd won. I hear players in Halo talking about getting their 50 like it's something they need to do. Like, everybody should be able to get your 50. And it's like, no, you don't understand how that works. Yeah, if you put a ton of time into the game and get good, you can do that. But the level, your skill level, is not tied to your XP level at all. And you'll see players run around with the default class loadouts and do fairly well in a lot of games. And that's one of the things Call of Duty has going for it, is when you first come in, yeah, you may have nothing, but you still have those default classes that are at least good enough most of the time. In the end, it becomes very hard to keep making things distinctive, giving players lots of different options, and not make some combination overpowered. That's why, honestly, the weapons in Black Ops 1, well, a lot of the stats are just copy-pasted from one weapon to the next, and you see the same largely in Battlefield 3. In Black Ops, the recoil pattern changes a bit. In Battlefield 3, the fire rate changes a fair amount, but in both games you've got a couple of damage models between the variety of weapons, and it's the same between all of them. That's not to say it's bad, it's just one way of keeping those unlocks from being really unbalanced, and making it so that players who put more time into a game don't have an advantage other than a level of experience. I'm fairly certain I finished my flag capture requirement for Marathon Pro in this game, and yet I don't look at this game and think, oh, I deserve to have an advantage over other people because I managed to play that game. Although 8-0 with 5 flag caps isn't too shabby. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.